You're listening to the audio-only version of Cocktails with Cav, the popular video cast streamed live only on X. Follow us here on Spotify or on X at Cav Literature.
Oh, how is everybody? Another week almost in the bag. I tell you what, this has been a fun week. You might have saw my post on X. I officially retired from my job after 30 years Monday, and I'm beside myself. I don't know what to do. I'm going to have to start buying fresh fruit and liking mimosas so I can start cocktails at 10 a.m. and claim I'm having brunch. Oh, my goodness. Well, I hope everybody has poured a great cocktail, ready for another great Cocktails with Cav show tonight. We have with us an incredible young adult fiction author. She's also an educator. Just going to be a great show. And tonight the show's being brought to you by our sponsor, Pravaco Publishing and Publicity out of London. And please, if you one of those indie creators like me that are just struggling to do everything we have to do to get our work out in front of people, that's a lot of irons in a fire, ladies and gentlemen. But I tell you what, every author I've interviewed that has an association with Pravaco Publishing and Publicity, just nothing but kudos and glowing reviews. So please check them out on X at We Are Pravaco. That's Pravaco Publishing and Publicity out of London. Well, a little more quick housekeeping. Please check the links in the description. Follow us, like the show, and share the show so more people can get to know these incredible indie authors, entertainers, and artists we bring you each week. And by all means, please consider supporting the show. Our Buy Me a Coffee link, cheap cup of coffee is all it takes to support the show, as well as check out our merch page. Pick you up an all-official Cocktails with Cav drinking glass so you can have a big one like me and enjoy yourself during the show. Well, enough of all of that. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome to the stage a great young adult fiction author whose work goes up for pre-order today, Sarah Kaminski. Oh, how you doing, Sarah? I am so glad you finally could join us here on Cocktails with Cav. How you doing tonight?
Oh, pretty good. Nothing too exciting happening here, so.
Nothing too, that's it, huh? Where are you coming to us from?
Kansas City, Missouri.
Oh, I got it. And nothing exciting happened up there, huh?
No, not really.
Just kidding. We love Kansas City. I'm telling you, I've been there and done that.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I tell you what, I'm so glad to have you on the show tonight. I know I think you created a lot of buzz with your young adult fiction, and you have a pre-order day coming out tonight. And just really the 6 secrets. So I'm just so glad to have you on. That's for sure.
Oh, thank you.
Well, what's look, I tell you what, Sarah, we love to get the audience to get to know the creators. We interview a lot of authors, entertainers, and artists, but like I said, just happy to have you on. Really, please let the audience get to know about you a little bit, and tell us about yourself and how you came to get involved in this excellent work of young adult fiction you have coming out.
Well, so I work with teenagers every day. I'm a teacher. So I teach kind of, high school science, and I know it sounds silly and cliche, but I really enjoy teenagers. They're just a hoot. And I kind of just thought I would try writing a few years back, just to, actually because I was bored and I wanted a hobby. And yeah, I don't know, I just came up with this story that was kind of about, this YouTube video that spread a whole bunch of secrets about these kids. And then I kind of call it like School of Rock meets the Breakfast Club, because it's this like group of people who normally wouldn't hang out with each other or want to be around each other, and they just have this shared enemy, I guess, in the creator of this YouTube video. And then of course they have to form a rock band because I love music. So
well, I'll tell you, no, that was one of the things that fascinated me about the story synopsis. You know, it's very timely. I know, you know, when you talk about, oh geez, we just have all kinds of issues. Kids today just have all kinds of issues, and you know, between cyberbullying and dealing with the internet in general. But I have a feeling being a teacher, you know, gave you a lot of insight into that world during your book.
Yeah, I mean, I tell my students almost every day that the internet is a cesspool and to stay away from it.
Except for X, right? Except for X. We love X. That's what.
I mean, there are really wonderful things about the internet, but then there's also Snapchat.
Right.
But, you know, and like sometimes the students will show me things that are happening in their lives, like on their phones. They'll be like, look at this. And I'm just like, oh no, like, this is not a good choice. Don't do that. So there's a lot of like coaching kids about internet safety and the job of being a teacher these days. And, you know, that kind of is always in my mind.
And that, yeah, like I said, I have to believe, you know, when going through your story, The Six Secrets, that it was, you know, more insightful than most of us get out here in the real world, seeing as you deal with high school teenagers every day. And it is. You know, what did they tell you? Because I think as a parent, I mean, obviously I'm old and ugly now, but my kids are grown, but but they, you know, teenagers, it's a different world out there.
Teenagers will pretty much tell their teachers anything, so nothing is secret. But yeah, like, I mean, really just about anything. Dating advice, I give a lot of dating advice, you know, and they'll tell me about boyfriends, girlfriends who are cheating on them, or who are, you know, overly jealous, or, you know, even borderline abusive. And you're just like having to navigate these situations with the students all the time. And, you know, we hear a lot about parents as well, who, the ones who care too much and are controlling, and the ones who care too little and don't care what their kids are doing. And then, you know, most of us fall somewhere in the middle of that.
Right.
But you definitely hear a lot from the kids. You know, friendships, relationships, parents. You kind of get an insight into it all.
I can see that being the crux for a great story. That's for sure.
Yeah, I do my best to keep my actual students out of my writing at all.
You mean the names were changed to protect the innocent? Is that
nothing that happened in that book? I'm trying to think if there's anything that I pulled from real life. If anything gets pulled from real life, it's from my own embarrassing teenage years.
Well, I find that fascinating. Well, but I find that fascinating that you mentioned that, you know, the students tell our teachers pretty much anything. And I kind of, you know, it harkens back to when I was in like high school. There was a few teachers that, you know, I was close to, obviously. And it's just, and I take it, those are the teachers that get told a lot, you know?
Oh, for sure. My high school is really, it does this thing where you have homeroom students like a typical high school would, but instead of having a new set every year, you follow the same group of kids from freshman year to graduation.
Oh, wow.
And so you really develop like a very strong connection to those students. And I mean, I could tell you what all of them want to be when they grow up, and who their boyfriends and girlfriends are, and who their best friends are. And, you know, you just kind of hear about everything from them.
Right. I can understand that, boy, especially if you get to stay connected to the kids through all of their high school career, because that's an interesting time in life. That's for sure.
No, I love it. And the philosophy is that every student will do better if they have at least one adult in the building that they feel genuinely connected to. So
right. In high school, the way it is, and when I think back, it's probably the same generationally. Every kid's parents say the next generation's ruining the country, and it's you and your Elvis Presley devil rock and roll music. You know how that goes.
No, Elvis did not make a mention in my book, sadly.
That is great, though, that you're able to gain that insight. And when we talk about your book in a few minutes, we're going to get into it, obviously. Like I said, I think it's important for people to get to know the creators and how they arrived at their work, but when we talk about your work in a few minutes, we'll get into the storyline and that, but any other insight you can give, heck, I think it's just helpful. I'm just fascinated by your field of work, because teaching itself is, to make kids like science and math, that's a skill all its own.
I don't know how well I do at that. I mean, I try. I think that people who are teachers, they just gravitate to that. It's more about the people than it is about the subject matter, which I know, again, sounds a little cliche, but I don't go to work because I'm passionate about science. I go to work because I'm passionate about my students, and I think that's true for almost every teacher, or hopefully it is.
Yeah, hopefully. But no, wow, that I don't think it could be more aptly put, Sarah. That was a great quote, and it really is. Go to work because you're passionate about the kids. Well, I'll tell you what, I can't even do better than that before the break. I'm going to go refill my cocktail, and let's take a little break. And when we come back, Sarah, please, let's get into your great book that's got its pre-order launching tonight. And, let's talk about the 6 secrets when we get back.
All righty.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't had a chance yet, please go check out my Linktree profile at the top of my X profile. The link is right there. And I tell you what, it's just got a great assortment of items. It'll have the latest Cocktails with Cav show, our Spotify only podcast link where you can enjoy our shows and take us with you in the car, as well as ways to support the show and all of our other social media links you can follow us on, and spread the word and help share our shows so more people can get to know these incredible indie authors, entertainers, and artists. It's so important to help them get their work out there. That's what this show is for. So please, by all means, check out my Linktree profile. You can subscribe for free, and you will never miss a great Cocktails with Cav episode. Subscribe for free. Linktree/Reed Cavanaugh. All right. Oh, Sarah, I love that promo video. I'm telling you, your pre-order is going to do wonders.
Oh, fingers crossed.
That's right. Well, thanks for hanging out with me through the break. I refilled my cocktail. What do you have over there? What do you?
I put a little something in my coffee.
Oh, thanks. Irish coffee works for everybody. It's a light one, though, because you are a responsible educator, Sarah. I understand.
Yes, that's true.
Oh, no. Well, I tell you what, Sarah, please, like I said in the beginning of the show, very excited to have you on. You have your pre-order releases on today for the 6 secrets. When a secret's told, it becomes rock and roll. And please tell us a little about it. I know we talked a little about it being young adult fiction in the beginning, but tell us a little about the story if you could, and all that great insight you have as an educator.
Oh yeah. Basically, it's about a YouTube video that it's kind of like the school gossip monger or whatever who likes to post YouTube videos about her classmates, but she's not an important character. But basically these just like 6 students who are all just kind of in different areas of the school. One of them's on the basketball team, and one of them is the Stuco president, and then one of them's kind of a junkie loser, and they just all get kind of tied into this video, and over the course of the book they kind of become friends, and then maybe a little bit more than friends for some of them, and they actually form a rock band because I think everybody should make music. It's beautiful.
That's right.
That's right.
How did music play a part? I think I read in your bio a little, I think you dabble, huh?
Yeah, so music's always been a part of my life. I grew up listening to the classic rock, the good stuff from my mom, and then I started playing cello when I was younger, and I still play some today. I'm in an orchestra.
Oh, nice. I play music
really
myself, so yeah, you're not going to get me. I'll be like, yeah, music. But
yeah, and so
yeah, it's a great storyline, and I tell you, when I read the synopsis, but what's it's obviously you got picked up. You said you started really writing a few years ago, kind of, and you got picked up by Provaco Publishing, which I know is great sponsor of the show, but also out of London. How did you end up with Provaco?
I honestly didn't realize they were based in the UK when I submitted to them, which is a really thing to say. So that was a bit of a surprise for me. I just kind of researched small independent publishers, and I went through Query Tracker, which I'm sure you've heard of from other authors, but it's just a website that keeps track of different locations that you can sub your work to, and I just saw that they were looking for YA, and I was like, I've got YA, so I sent it.
Well, yeah, no, and I tell you, and it's just every author I've interviewed, they just have a lot of glowing reviews for them as an independent artist, because it's so hard for us out here, having written a little myself, and it's a tough road,
For sure.
and they just seem to have a lot of heart and soul into helping indie authors get their work out there in front of the public.
For sure, yeah, and I think that when you first start writing, you have this idea that you're going to be like the next great American author or whatever, like I'm going to be, I can't even think of who I would want to compare myself to, but
we all want to know now. Now we're going to put you on the spot. Now, come on. Who
No, I mean, like, it's like, I'm going to be a millionaire and blah, 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 which is, I mean, wonderful for people who find that success very quickly. But I think that for most authors, as you know, it can be kind of a long, hard road, and you kind of just keep having to put yourself out there, and then hopefully eventually someone will come back and say, I loved it, and then you can be like, yay.
Yeah, no, and I tell you, it's just, from being familiar with the storyline of your book, it's just really, like I said, just timely, obviously, because there's a lot going on in society, a lot going on with our youth, and just a great story, and of course we can't give any spoiler alerts, You got to buy the book, ladies and gentlemen. That's the key to all of this. But no, I tell you, Sarah, I can't thank you enough for taking the time to come be with us, all the way from Kansas City. And of course, I'm stuck in this bar drinking as usual on Cocktails with Cav. It's okay. But just enough for taking the time to come and share with us, a little bit of you and a little bit of your work. That's for sure.
Yeah, well, definitely. Thanks for having me.
Oh, no. And ladies and gentlemen, please, if you haven't gotten a chance to know Sarah on X, her screen name, Sarah Cam Writes, and the links will be in the descriptions, obviously, but of the show. But please do go give her a follow, get to know her more. Her work debuts today, obviously tonight with the show. She's having her pre-order launch for her great young adult fiction novel, The Six Secrets, and we're really looking forward to your success. That's for sure. It's available, ladies and gentlemen, on Amazon. And again, the links will be in the description of the show. So please just go give Sarah a follow and let's make this happen for her on this lovely Thursday.
Well, thank you.
Oh, no. My pleasure's all mine, Sarah. And again, thanks so much for being on the show. I appreciate you. Cheers. Watch that Irish coffee now. Cheers. You don't do that during homeroom, do you? With the coffee? You don't?
To what?
You don't put a little something in the coffee during homeroom? No?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay. I was just checking. I was checking. Sarah, thank you again. Provaco Publishing. Again, 6 Secrets available on Amazon. Pre-order today. Ladies and gentlemen, Mrs. Sarah Kaminski.
Thank you.